Ladies and gentlemen, 2011 has brought us some good albums, some bad albums, but it's time for me to talk about an anticipated album. One that had a lot of hype that was surrounding it, one in which a lot of people were looking forward to it, almost as though it were a midsummer classic. One that was going to be coming out and is still coming out and will be coming out on the 9th of August here in 2011. And that is the long-awaited sophomore album by the band Fleshgod Apocalypse, entitled simply Agony. Now Agony, or should I say Fleshgod Apocalypse, yeah, the album itself. Fleshgod Apocalypse has gained a lot of acclaim around the metal community, mainly because of their first album Oracles, which was released in 2009, and their recently released EP Mafia in 2010. A lot of people, a lot of fans, a lot of metal practitioners have hailed this band as one of the next great things to come out of the European metal scene. And well, all the hype is well touted. Both of the album and the EP both boasted some very fine moments, and so, to be honest, all of the fan base, all of the love, all of the acclaim is all well deserved. But here we come to Agony, the second album, the second full length. The sophomore slump possibility is there because, let's face it, this is something that all bands have to face. This is something that athletes face. This is something that everybody faces. They call it a sophomore slump because, well, if you do well that first year, if you do well on that first album, there's a potential that the second one just may not reach the same expectations. But let me tell you something, Agony is a thrill ride. Just listening to this thing from front to back seems like an endeavor, and this is actually an endeavor where you're going to want to take this ride again and again and again. Fleshgod Apocalypse have crafted an apocalyptic mammoth of a beast of an album. So many different adjectives, so many different descriptors, such a run-on sentence could only be spoken for an album that really has just, well, stolen the summer show. Yeah, we have Opeth, we have Dream Theater, we have Anthrax, we have Machine Head, we have Trivium, we have Mastodon, we have names and names and names, Brutal Truth coming out here within the next couple of months. And here we have something that we see perhaps only in the wrestling business, perhaps in other businesses as well. We have a band in Fleshgod Apocalypse that said, well, we're coming out before them, but we're going to make sure that we're the ones that are remembered. Because Agony is that impressive. This is symphonic. This is deathy. This is technical. This is waves of different genres thrown together. Operatic vocals. Very, very rugged, very dirty death metal vocals. Soaring guitars with technical, flowing solos. Fantastic symphonic passages, calm, haunting, eerie piano interludes, all wrapped together, both thrown on it, presented to you, the metal public, to endure, ingest, and love. This 10-track affair, this 45-minute thrill ride, is something where, well, price is almost a non-issue. This is an album where no matter how you can get your hands on it, you should certainly do everything in your power in order to get yourself a copy, in order to secure one in your grasp, a physical one, because this band deserves it. This beast of an album almost feels as though you're unraveling some sort of savage mystery that life itself has preserved for years, and only you and those around you who are enjoying this album along with you are the ones that are on the thrill ride, a very Da Vinci Code-like thrill ride, a mystery novel thrill ride, something where this is not only life and death, but this is meaning of life, meaning of death, meaning of it all important. The suspense is there. This is an album where, if you're of the weak of heart, will scare the piss out of you, because you feel the suspense that is crafted by these tracks, and it's all done meticulously and expertly well by such a young band. It's a marvelous, marvelous thing to even fathom. This is an album, simply stated, that took me completely by surprise. It blew me away in the tiny little bits that I had to reassemble myself just for this review, and I think I missed a couple parts. Couple up here, couple down here, couple right here, you know how it goes. This is an album where I just did my best and worst thus far of 2011. That would have probably been the first out of my mouth. This is up there in the 2011 Album of the Year race This may have just secured the top spot, grabbing it away from such names as obscure as Omnivium, Born of Osiris's new album, The Discovery, Devin Townsend's Ghost and Deconstruction Duality, Symphony X's new one, Iconoclast. This is joining ranks of names, great names, and it's toppling them. It is doing what I just mentioned a few moments ago and stealing the show. It's stolen it. It walked out of the curtain. It put on a performance of a lifetime, and it's one that each and every listener will remember. And each and every listener will take apart something different, take away something different, should I say, from this album. Something that will grab them a certain way, something that may have rubbed them a little bit wrong, something that will rub them with, whoa, wow. I commend the operatic vocals. Man, at some points it sounds like he's straining his voice to the limit, but he remains on key. I commend the deathy vocals because they feel like they're coming from the pits, the bowels, the very ballsack of hell. I commend the soaring technical guitars. I commend the songwriting. I commend the way in which this album was put together. Because this album was not only put together right, but it was well crafted, sculpted out of stone and metal and lore and ore. Generations watched it pass. Generations put it into the stone when a hero would extract it. Fleshgod Apocalypse is your new hero. He is your Link, and this album is your Triforce. You want this album, you need this album, because I love this album. 9.5 out of 10. Unseen territory. Septic Flesh fans that think that their album's #1, give it a fucking rest. Step aside, for a new king is here. Long live the king.